Hey everyone, before we dive in, hit that subscribe button. I've got a story you won't forget. The night had started like any other Friday. The city lights shimmered off wet asphalt, a neon glow reflected in the puddles from last night's rain. I held her hand as we walked into a crowded rooftop bar, the hum of laughter and music wrapping around us like a familiar blanket. Her name was Lena, and to me, she had always been untouchable, effortlessly beautiful, quick-witted, and magnetic. We'd been together for almost 2 years, and I thought I knew her inside out. We grabbed a booth near the edge, the skyline behind us. I could see the little things. The way she twirled her hair when she was nervous, how she checked her phone obsessively when she was distracted. Tonight, she was fidgeting more than usual, glancing at it every few minutes. I brushed it off, maybe work messages, maybe her friends, but a knot tightened in my chest. I tried to relax, ordering our usual cocktails, making jokes to mask the unease. I even noticed how the dim, amber lights reflected in her eyes, how they seemed to flicker with something unspoken. Every laugh she gave felt slightly hollow, every brush of her hand a little too deliberate, like she was performing a role for me. Then came the subtle signs. The way she tilted her body toward someone across the room when I leaned in to whisper something sweet. A smile that felt too secretive. A laugh that didn't reach her eyes. My gut told me something was off, but I wouldn't believe it. Not here, not now. And then, as the music swelled and the crowd blurred around us, I saw it. A fleeting touch, a lingering glance toward a man at the other side of the bar. My stomach dropped. I wanted to confront her, to ask, but something held me back, a silent hope that I was imagining it. I sipped my drink and tried to calm my shaking hands, telling myself it was nothing. But deep down, I knew this night wasn't going to end like any other, because right before my eyes, she kissed him, and not in some fleeting, accidental brush. It was deliberate, passionate, right in front of me. I froze. My mind screamed. My heart shattered, and the entire bar seemed to go quiet, except for the sound of my own blood pounding in my ears. I stayed. I couldn't move. But why? Why did I stay? And that's when the real story began. The taste of my drink had turned bitter, though it hadn't even touched my lips. I stayed frozen in the booth, pretending to scroll on my phone, while my world collapsed behind the screen. Lena laughed, brushing it off like nothing happened, and I realized that laugh wasn't for me, it was for him. My chest tightened, my hands trembled, and I could feel the heat crawling up my neck. I wanted to shout, to storm across the room, to rip the truth out of her, but I couldn't. Something inside me held me back. Maybe it was fear. Maybe it was disbelief. Maybe it was a part of me that had loved her so fiercely I refused to let reality intrude. The rest of the night became a blur. She leaned back in her seat, pretending to listen to me, occasionally slipping glances at his direction. My eyes followed every movement, cataloging the betrayal. I noticed the way her fingers brushed against his when she thought I wasn't looking, the text she tried to hide, the quick, furtive pings that lit up her phone screen. She wasn't just flirting. She was lying. She was living another life that I had never been invited into. When we left, I followed her phone notifications silently. I saw a string of messages, playful, intimate, the kind you don't send to a casual friend. My stomach churned as I read the Little Miss U.S., the inside jokes, the plans she never made with me but shared with him. Each line was a punch. Each were a confirmation of what I already knew deep down. The betrayal wasn't just physical. It was the way she had hidden it, the way she had smiled at me that evening, while her heart and attention were elsewhere. I tried to remember what I had done wrong, where I had failed, but nothing justified this. Nothing. And then came the moment that shattered what little composure I had left. She turned to me, eyes sparkling, lips curved in that familiar smile, and said, "You're overthinking, babe. Relax. Let's enjoy tonight." I realized in the cruelest part, she wanted me to stay. She wanted me to witness it, to be humiliated, and to continue loving her as if nothing had changed. I wanted to scream. I wanted to vanish. But instead, I nodded, swallowed the lump in my throat, and drove us home in silence. Because the worst betrayal isn't a kiss. It's the choice to stay, to let someone you love betray you, knowing you're watching. And that's when I knew I had to decide. But what choice would I make? The next morning, sunlight cut to the blinds like a harsh spotlight. I couldn't look at her. She moved around the apartment like nothing had happened, humming softly, brushing her hair, scrolling her phone. I watched her from the couch, my hands shaking, a storm raging in my chest. "Lena, we need to talk," I finally said, my voice low, controlled. She looked up, startled, like she wasn't expecting me to find the courage to speak. "About what?" she asked casually, though the faint twitch in her jaw betrayed her calm. "About him. About last night," I said, letting the words hang heavy in the room. Her smile faltered, and for the first time, I saw hesitation. That hesitation was all the confirmation I needed. "It's not what you think," she began, but I cut her off. "I saw everything. The messages, the kisses, the way you laughed at me like I was invisible. How long?" I asked, voice trembling despite my effort to stay strong. She looked down, silent, and in that silence, I heard the truth loud and clear. Weeks, months. The betrayal had been growing like a shadow I hadn't seen until it was too late. I felt my heart cracking, splintering into pieces I wasn't sure could ever fit back together. "I loved you," I said, the words raw, almost breaking me. "I trusted you. And you humiliated me. In front of everyone. Me, your partner." Tears welled up in her eyes, but it wasn't sorrow that reached me. It was guilt mixed with defiance. "I'm sorry, but I can't undo it. You weren't enough," she whispered. Those words hit me harder than the kiss ever could. I wanted to scream. I wanted to throw everything across the room. But instead, I breathed, straightened my back, and found the last of strength left in me. "I can't stay," I said quietly but firmly. "And I won't let anyone, humiliate me again, not even you." I walked out, keys in hand, leaving the apartment, leaving her, leaving the life we'd built. The city felt cold and indifferent outside, but it was mine now, mine to rebuild. I didn't look back. Not once. Sometimes, the hardest love isn't the one that fails. It's the one that teaches you your worth when someone else refuses to see it. If you've ever been betrayed, hurt, or loved someone who didn't deserve it, remember this. Walking away isn't weakness. It's strength. If this story touched you, share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe. Because sometimes stories like this remind us why we fight for our own hearts.